Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the new Salon Marketing Show. My name is Vanessa McDonald. I am the founder of Salon Marketing Creative Agency, and I'm delighted to be showing up here live for this brand new version of our Salon Marketing Show, which has been broadcasting now for 3 years. For today's lesson, we will have a focus on time management, good time management practices, and how the way you manage your time can help you get better at marketing. Now, for part 1, where we'll focus on procrastination, I have a book that I would love for you to go and check out because it completely changed my life in this area. I'm going to put my hand up right now and admit to you, I used to be a terrible procrastinator, and I honestly did not think that anything in my life anything I could find, that I really didn't think that there was a solution out there that was ever going to work for me. I read lots of different books. I tried a variety of short online courses. I used coaches. I also read books as well as listened to audio books. But there was one book that made a huge amount of difference, and I'm going to share it with you now. It's called The 5-Second Rule, and it's written by a wonderful, incredibly intelligent woman who has lived the same journey as what I just shared with you for myself, used to procrastinate, used to really struggle with getting her shit done. And then she invented a concept called the 5-second rule and totally eliminated all procrastination out of her life, and is now probably the world's best action taker as far as I'm concerned. But that has definitely, her experiences have rubbed off on me. So the way the 5-second rule works is that the concept or the philosophy is that we're driven by our feelings and the way we feel about doing something. And how often do you not feel like working on your marketing? How often do you not feel like working on your new website, as opposed to sitting down and watching some TV, or taking the dog for a walk, or doing anything other than what you know you need to do, the big picture item that's going to help you propel your business forward? How often do you procrastinate around that? What Mel Robbins teaches is we base our decisions and taking action on whether or not we're going to take action on how we feel. In other words, I don't feel like working on my new website. I do feel like watching Netflix. I don't feel like working on my new website. And the problem and the reality is that I probably won't ever feel like working on my salon's new website. Gotcha? Why? There's lots of reasons why. It's a big project. I might be attempting to write my own copy. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you wouldn't outsource that stuff to somebody else anyway, especially if it's not one of your strengths. But this could be one of the reasons why I don't feel like working on my new website, and I'm procrastinating as a result of that. So how does the 5-second rule come in and help with the way we're feeling about performing a task, or completing a task that is going to make us more effective in growing our business, a marketing related task? Okay, we use the 5-second rule, and the whole idea behind it is it interrupts in the first 5 seconds of us getting a thought around why we don't feel like doing something. It interrupts that and sends us into action. So for example, when I finish this live today, one of my tasks that I need to complete is to write copy for a new website. And it is something that I would ordinarily procrastinate around. And I'm not going to feel like doing it. So I'm going to feel like going off and making a cup of tea, or walking the dogs, or the sun's just come out in Sydney for the first time in a week, going for a nice walk. There's lots of things that my mind is going to tell me I'd much prefer to do other than working on the copy for my website. Using the 5-second rule, I'll be standing here in front of my computer and it'll be a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And your initial thought that you're having, where your mind or your thought process wants you to do anything else other than what it is that's in front of you, that big job that you need to complete. Okay. I think Mel was saying in her book, The 5-Second Rule, which is fantastic on audible.com, and she reads it, it interrupts what's going on in the prefrontal cortex so that you're able to not get distracted and focus on what it is that you need to complete. So as far as procrastination goes, that is my first tip that I'm passing on to you through one of the leaders that I personally follow, Mel Robbins. Check her out at melrobbins.com. There's lots of free resources on her website, and definitely check out that book, The 5-Second Rule. I use it to get up in the morning. That's how Mel originally created the rule. Every morning, if my alarm goes off, if I've set my alarm, I never feel like getting out of bed. And because I work for myself and because of the way my business is structured, I don't have to get out of bed each day until 10 p.m. if I don't want to on most days. Instead, when that alarm goes off, instead of hitting the snooze button, I do exactly what Mel did when she created the rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm out of bed, I'm up. I don't allow myself to think. I don't allow myself to feel. I'm moving forward. So that's my tip for killing procrastination. It works for me. I hope it works for you too. My next tip is based on structure. It's from another leader, marketing leader that I follow and I'm quite involved with through his online communities, business coach. It's Alan Dibb. He's written an amazing book called The One-Page Marketing Plan. I can't recommend this highly enough as well. And Alan has delivers lessons every week in a closed group that I'm a part of. It's a paid membership, which gives me direct contact with him in a community and group setting, and he delivers live lessons every Friday. And recently, at the beginning of the year, he was talking about tips for effective time management, and I'm going to share with you the tip that he delivered in his 1-hour lesson that helped me the much. And it is about partitioning your time based on being a maker as opposed to a manager. So a maker's schedule compared to a manager's schedule, the difference between the two, a maker's schedule, makers need to have large blocks of uninterrupted time so that they can get creative work done, creative tasks completed, so that they're able to get through some of those big projects that you may be procrastinating around because they're so big, because you feel like you're always getting interrupted and you don't have enough time. And that's probably got to do with your manager's approach to time, to your time schedule or time management. So a manager's time schedule is usually quite chaotic. It's quite busy, lots of meetings, middle of the day meetings, lots of phone calls, lots of interruptions, reading emails, whenever you get the chance, getting absorbed by your emails, easily getting distracted, as opposed to a maker's time schedule where you look at your week, the days of your week, and you make decisions on when you're going to allocate time to complete some big tasks as well as the smaller tasks. For example, I like to work on creative projects on Friday. I have most of my energy, for some reason, in the afternoon, which is interesting because for most of us, when it comes to doing our best work, usually there's a 3 to 4 hour block of time in the morning where we are most switched on, clear, rested, and can produce our best work. For me, my energy levels, for some reason, are up once I've had lunch and in the afternoon, and that's when I do my best work. So on Friday, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., I petition a big block of time where I will work on the new Salon Marketing Show and the details of the lesson that I want to deliver to you, how I'm going to market the show, what graphics that I'd like to use. And during that time, I'll get those tasks completed. And that happens every Friday for Monday's show. That way I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling creative. I'm getting shit done when it comes to delivering a quality experience to my audience. And I'm not feeling as stressed out or overwhelmed. Mondays, I like to work on the account side of my business. So I'll do that in the morning. Now, believe it or not, when it comes to invoicing and accounts and things like that, I have to concentrate a lot because it's not how my brain works. So it's really important that I've got a big chunk of uninterrupted time so that I can get that done. So when it comes to meetings are something that I only do in the afternoon, from say around 4 o'clock at the very end of the day, or first thing in the morning at 9 a.m. And when my energy isn't as high, because I don't need as much energy for my meetings. So that's something that you could do as well with your team meetings, with your staff, with meeting with your reps and your business development managers, to allocate time for those meetings when towards the end of the day, when perhaps you don't have as high energy levels. Maybe it's just before school pickup or after school pickup, and therefore you're still getting something productive and necessary completed and done, but you're not doing it at a time when you need to be creative and, writing a blog article, for example, or scheduling your social media for the week. It's also very important when considering how you're managing time that you're not falling into this unrealistic mindset around, I've got to be working 100 hours a week in order to win at life, in order to be winning at my business. It's important that you're scheduling time as well for your personal wellness, exercise, sleep, making sure that you're getting, lots of hydration and healthy food, and that you get to unplug from your phone. I personally have 2 phones. I have one for work, which has all my apps on it, and all my notifications go through to that. And that's on during the week when I'm not focused on a major task. But my old iPhone, I use that on the weekends and at night. It has no apps downloaded on it, doesn't get any notifications. I only use it to make or receive phone calls if I need to. It allows me to disconnect. So that's another tip that you can use when it comes to time management. But the main one that I wanted to show you there around structure was partitioning your time. So the way it could look for you is on Monday, you sit down and you schedule your social media for the next 7 days. Depending on your own personal energy levels. Maybe you're a night owl, so that could be something that you petition at night. On Tuesday, you sit down and you work on your foundation marketing for the week. I guess we're kind of starting to get into the third part of today's episode, which is taking action. Okay, so you might petition time to work on your foundation marketing on Tuesdays, your campaign marketing on Wednesdays, and having team meetings and working on your team development and training on Tuesdays. Fridays could be a day where you're working on your account side of your business. Maybe you're not on the tools anymore, you're on front desk. If you're on the tools, then you would petition time when you're actually looking after clients as well, and then get these important blocks of time around that. So now that we've got structure and we've petitioned our time based on our energy levels, and we've got a strategy in place to not get distracted, because we have to make sure this time is uninterrupted so we can get as much done as we possibly can. The next step is to make sure that we're taking action, which is the hardest part. It's very easy, isn't it, to come up with a plan and see it on a spreadsheet or on a calendar or on a to-do list. To actually sit down and take action, that's where I believe the 5-second rule comes into play, to get shit done without allowing yourself to be distracted because you don't feel like doing something, but also to know which part of your marketing should you be working on. Where are you going to get the most the best results for your effort, your investment in time, and your investment in money as well. And I think that the quote from Amanda's book, Turning Customers into Advocates, at the beginning of our live, has so much relevance here, because Jim Rohn's quote, talking about one retained client is worth more than a $10,000 advertising campaign. I wholeheartedly believe that. And it's the reason why we focus on retention at SMC. And it's something that I would hope that you would also value and focus on. So do that. Foundation marketing, some of the tasks that you'd need to complete are following up with new clients to see how their skin has responded to treatments that they've just recently experienced with you for the first time, asking them to rebook for their next service, calling existing clients who have referred friends, thanking them, following up with your best spending clients that received a birthday gift from you 2 weeks ago, don't have a future appointment, and still haven't redeemed their gift. There's a great reason to make a phone call or send an SMS. So working on your retention marketing through your foundation marketing system is something that would definitely benefit you to allocate or petition some time to make those calls or send those SMSs. Because it's one thing to hand out a new client welcome pack and have this fantastic marketing tool in place and send out emails on automation through your chosen POS system, but there's still some more work to do to make sure you're working those marketing systems. So think about retention, think about foundation marketing, think about how can I petition time and what task can I complete during that half a day where I focus on my foundation marketing. Another thing that you can do to take action is look towards your campaign marketing. Make sure that you're checking reports to see how your current promotion's performing, which staff member's doing really well, which staff member isn't doing so well. What about the promotion is performing well? What could you tweak for next time? So you might allocate an hour a week to take a look and check in on how your campaign marketing, your overall campaign marketing is performing. Another area that you could consider to put together some planning and to actually execute an important area of your clinic's marketing is social media. And a tip that I came up with this morning when I was taking a shower for you is, this is a new tip for social media. For those of you who really struggle with coming up with, what am I going to post about? What's my audience going to be interested in? You feel a bit blocked to come up with new ideas. How about this idea? Have a social media basket or box in the staff room, and every time you're having a moment where you think, oh wow, that's a great social media idea, go to the box, have some paper, write it down and put it in the box, and encourage all your team to do exactly the same thing. And then once a week, sit down with your box during your petition time to work on your social media content and to schedule that. Go through the box and get, say, 5 to 7 of those ideas and actually implement them and keep those fresh ideas coming through. That's going to help you take action. So foundation marketing, that's your marketing automation, that's your long game marketing to stay top of mind with your clients, that's your new client rebook and retention strategies, your existing client rebook and retention strategies, lapsed client prevention, lost client reactivation, your referral program, foundation marketing, petition time for that, working it, picking up the phone, sending SMSs, looking at reports, checking KPIs. Is everything working? Do you have to tweak or change anything? Look at your campaign marketing. What will you be doing next? And the campaign after that, how's today's campaign going? Preparing a brief for a graphic designer, thinking about the next offer. Is it profitable? Isn't it profitable? What before and after photos do I need to use? What treatment photos do I need to use? And get that done through that time that you have petitioned to work each week on your campaign marketing. And then the same with your social media marketing. Is it successful salons? And there's only a handful of them that I know of, let's say up to probably around 40 or 50. And that is a handful when you consider how many are in our industry, just in Australia, let alone globally. The ones that are successful for years, if not decades, and continue to grow year in, year out, especially in those 3 key areas of average spend, frequency of visit, getting new clients, are the ones who consistently market themselves in those 3 areas I just spoke about: foundation marketing, campaign marketing, and social media. If they can do it, you can do it too.